Jumped right in there. I didn't get a fucking.
Well, now we are. So now we're completely live. Episode 3, running it down. What's going on, fellas? I just held up 6, but episode 3. Glad to bring you another episode. We got a ton of stuff to work on today. Kind of a different little format. So let us know if you like the format, you don't like the format. Ton of stuff to get to, man. We got the start of season 10. We've got a comment of the week. We obviously had that skin winner from last week. Ton of other news, man, but before we do, I got to get to my co-host, Prodigy. Prodigy, how you doing today?
What's up, guys? We're doing great. We had a best out of 2 games and had one blunder and one nice game. So far the season is not treating us the greatest, but not the worst. I can't complain. But we're super hyped for this new season. Super hyped for the people coming by, dropping these comments. We did have the skin winner. Ended up being none other than Poonha.
June Ha. Yeah, I saw that, man. June Ha. And he was the comment of the week last week too. So we appreciate, everybody that's, kind of commenting on the video, sharing it, getting it to their friends. We do appreciate that. But June Ha, you got the skin. I don't know exactly what he wants, whether it's 1820, 1320, but we'll work it out on the back end.
I messaged him and told him to hit me up on the backside, had me on Discord or something. So
hit you up on the backside?
Relax. Like underground, dude. We're not like gonna disclose it all on YouTube, right? Bad wording.
So we've got season 10, man. Are you excited here? I know you've been waiting for it. We stayed up till about, we're Eastern time, so we stayed up till about 1 or 2. You told me that the season 10 was gonna start around then. It ended up starting at 4 a.m. So we didn't get it till this morning. But yeah, man. Are you excited? What's going on?
I am stoked because after this season, finally gonna get Diamond, and I can retire and just spectate. I don't have to play anymore. We got nothing left to prove. I would like to bring you guys along for the ride, but I gotta shed the weight and do it myself and get there and see you guys in the afterlife, man.
So if I'm hearing this correctly, you're retiring from amateur play. Is that what you're saying?
That's it, dude. We're calling it. I got a family. I gotta go do stuff. I can't be so focused.
So I had, before we get on to the news, I had the comment from last week. So we heard back from a couple of you guys. You liked the rolling images, but you didn't like some of the parts of the rolling images. So we took that off this week. Let us know what you think about the new format. But comment from last week is going to be from Batwood. So Dank Podcast guys, I was interested through the whole damn thing. So appreciate that comment, Batwood. Thank you for tuning in and making sure that you get that comment out there. So appreciate that,
it, buddy.
Yeah, man. So, but without further ado, season 10, I'm super excited about it. So let's get into breaking news from this week, and then we can move on.
Yeah, we got Monday Night League was announced and a whole new league format for how they're gonna run this season. They got like it all split up on the different days from what we can see. Like Friday is gonna be like focused on academy, so you're gonna have like multiple academy games at once. Kind of skip through and see which teams you like to see, and it looks like they're gonna have like one final academy game toward the night, like a Friday night game or something.
Yeah.
Saturday you got 4 LCS games in one academy, kind of again splitting it up and dividing it back and forth so that way it's not all in one night. Sunday the same as Saturday, 4 and 1, and then Monday night you have 3 academy games probably throughout the day, if I'm assuming so, because nobody's gonna stay up all night Monday to watch them. But you have 2 LCS games on Monday night, almost like they're doing Monday Night Football kind of a thing. So I think that's really, really cool. I think that's actually awesome. I kind of been waiting. You get through Friday, Saturday, and then maybe Sunday they have a game, and then you're like, I don't know what to do for the rest of the week. I'm bored.
I like this Monday night setup. I think that gets it a little bit more, I would say, like notoriety, having games on Monday night when nothing else is happening. Certainly there's like other sports going on, but I don't know about the crossover there. But yeah, they have 3 games on academy, 3 academy games on Monday. Remember that Perks interview? No, it wasn't Perks. It was a Crumbs interview that we were kind of reviewing 2 episodes ago, where he was talking about Academy and
promoting it more.
Yeah, promoting it more. Like, this is a great way to do that, man. Kind of giving it almost its own night, right? Because like on Saturday, Sunday, it used to just be like, oh, early in the morning, Academy games would be on. Nobody's watching that shit. But giving it its own spotlight on Monday, that's a pretty cool thing. So yeah, man, let us know what you think in the comments about Academy. I mean, a lot of people could care less. So it is what it is, but it's good to see them getting more stuff out.
Yeah, and I want to touch on that just for a second. I I know a lot of people aren't as big into academy, and they think, well, it's like watching like amateur football compared to like, or it's not the same, or it doesn't have the same feeling. But those are the next. Those are the guys that come up next. That's the next in line to be on the LCS stage. So without support or people showing them a little bit of love, then they might lose the drive, or the academy league might not be around because the viewership's too low, or it's just good for us to get out and watch, even if it's not our favorite team. I mean, if your favorite team has an academy league, why wouldn't you watch it and support? When, like, for me, Double if gets knocked out, I want to know who's going to fill in for his shoes. You
Mm.
know what I mean? I think that's interesting to see. All right, my favorite player's gone, he's retired, so who's going to fill in next?
Yeah,
You know?
if they could highlight these players too and like make them more like kind of bring their brand up. I know that doesn't come from LCS and it doesn't come from Riot. It comes more from these teams kind of featuring their academy players. But if
Hmm.
you could do that instead of people pretty much just wanting imports for their teams, like I feel like we care at this point more about imports than we do about academy players. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
definitely.
That's definitely big as far as NA is concerned. But tell me about this spring playoff format too, because there's a little bit of that in there.
So I'm not sure if it changed from what they had as like last year's or years before. They did release a whole format for how it's gonna be when we get to the playoffs. So I'm excited that they actually let us know, like, okay, well, if you're third, you're going against that guy, and you could see your matchup before it ever happens. I know they released it like the week of, you can know, but this actually lets you know that you can get halfway through the season and just kind of
Mm.
see where you're gonna fall. So I think it's really cool that they actually released the actual playoff schedule and let you see it early enough to do it. So
So what was the seeding before? Like how did that work? It didn't have like a set seed.
I'm not honestly, I have no idea. I don't think. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, you want like first to go against like third or fourth. You don't want to put like first and second versus each other
Yeah,
in third
obviously
and
not.
fourth.
Yeah,
So I'm pretty sure it's always been the same idea, but this gives you a guaranteed look at what's going to happen, in my
gotcha.
opinion.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. And then there's some summer playoff format here as well. I don't know how that kind of changes as we go along, but for the most part, I mean, obviously that the big news is that they're adding those Monday night games. So that should be interesting to watch on a Monday night when you usually would have to wait till the next weekend after those Sunday games. So
Yeah,
yeah, man.
definitely.
Yeah, cool. So we got LCS news. Obviously, that's going down. But let's get into the patch notes. Patch notes are always freaking huge when they come out. So we've got the first patch of the new season. Set is not released. Is that what I'm hearing?
He's like out but disabled right now. So whatever that means.
What
Like
the
he's
heck?
there, he's just disabled. So
Okay. Yeah.
we
I
went on
mean,
riot, I guess. Like, he's there. It's like, okay.
yeah. So the patch notes really. I mean, there's obviously as it comes out, there's a ton of like smaller nerfs and smaller buffs. But for the most part, I think Silas was the big one that got touched on as you can get on there since you do play that jungle role. You do play Silas, so you can touch on that. But other than that, I think Aphelios got his burst damage decreased on his ultimate. Nami got some a small little buff here, but yeah, let's run through these.
To start with Silas, I've since the champion was dropped, I was like in love. It's like I like this play style, like the idea, the concept behind the champion is really neat. Um, and he was pretty strong. He was kind of busted, but then they actually put the whole fucking hammer down his throat, and he was worthless. So it's kind of good to see him giving him some love back. They're trying to cut him out of the jungle as much as it hurts me. They're trying to get him back into a lane and more mid lane oriented champion. So I guess we'll see how that goes. I've played him jungle twice this season so far since this patch, and it's kind of like one win, one loss. So we'll see how it turns out toward
Yeah.
the end of the season, whether or not it made that big of an impact or if they were able to push you out of the jungle. Um,
So early base stats were obviously decreased. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about having him not be in the jungle, because early
yeah,
base stats really influence how you play in the jungle. Is that
yeah,
just school me on that?
yeah. I even like the last couple games, I realized like I do my camps, and by the time I get to my second buff, I'm like out of pots, got to try to smite it and then kite it out with 10 health, and it's like Jesus Christ, you can feel it. But I think if you path correctly, and maybe I haven't figured it out yet, but maybe you can still do it. But it's definitely a lot harder on the early stages. Like once you get your first jungle item, the little machete or whatever, you're fine. But before then, it feels terrible. So I can definitely
Gotcha.
feel it.
Okay. And Silas found his way into the Warrior cinematic that came out this season cinematic, which we'll talk about it here in a second.
Yeah, buddy.
There were a couple support items that did get a couple buffs. Obviously, like base health regen was added to the Relic Shield. I've got it right in front of me. Targon's Buckler got the it's going to be now 50%, and then once it becomes Bulwark, ability power actually goes down. So a couple like early game buffs there before it gets upgraded into the final item there. And then you said something about Spell Thieves as well, correct?
Yeah, I mean, Spell Thieves was kind of the same thing as with the Relic Shield. They just cut it, basically, like so the in-game item isn't so crazy. Like 60 AP for a support item is kind of nuts. Like
Yeah,
a lot of the items you get as a mid laner have like 70, so
so
it's like
true.
Jesus Christ. But I mean, I guess that's cool. You might feel it later on, but a lot of the supports probably won't notice it. 15 AP for like a Nami or something really isn't going to mean that much.
Hmm.
Um, they did cut the health down by 50 on Relic on the Shard of the True Eyes, the end of it. But you get 100% mana regen, so I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to deal with a bunch of cancer spamming.
Yeah, it looks like Shyvana got a little bit of a buff too as it comes to dragons. So just reading from the patch notes here, gains resistance when slaying Elder Dragon. Fury gains increased in lieu of ultimate CDR when slaying Cloud Drakes. So more buff on her being an actual dragon killer
Yeah,
as it comes to the game. So I kind of like that.
yeah, they
Other
kind of added in lore to it in a way.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, there wasn't too many. Yeah, Silas was the main one there, as well as those support items. Mordekaiser, I guess, is getting a little bit of a nerf here. It says for a Juggernaut, Mordekaiser's too hard to get away from, and Kite. That coupled with his synergy with Rylaze makes it difficult to escape from him. So they're kind of nerfing his chase down there. So.
Yeah,
Just a little bit, but yeah. Other than that, man, nothing too crazy as season 10 rolls around. We'll see. Usually a week, 2 weeks after the patch gets released, we'll go back and look at the stats for how that affected the win rates for each champ. But yeah,
yeah,
that's
definitely.
that's pretty much it there.
Sorry. So yep, I mean that's the base of it. I mean you could go on and on about every little minuscule thing, but the ones that really matter, I think we covered pretty well there. But as far as the cinematic goes, Silas, Silas and Kaisa, boy, two main tricks, right? So it's kind of hype to see him in that aspect of that form where they get that kind of a shine in a video that looked actually really damn good. May I say so myself?
Yeah,
Um,
well, I have it playing here for the guys watching right now, but I'm sure everyone's seen it up to this point. But
yeah,
yeah, a ton of good cinematics have come out in like the past year, so I'm not surprised. I mean, at this point they can make a movie. But Tyr's showing up here.
yeah.
Tyr the goddess is showing up. Ez is showing up. I like that. A shit ton of spiders. Which is that like an Elise? Is that a call to Elise
I'm not sure if that's like a leash or like a
or
Malzahar passive or
Malzahar? It'd
something.
probably be a
I'm not
Malzahar.
sure.
Yeah. Then we got Silas making his. I knew right when I saw this that you were gonna like the cinematic just based on that Silas, showing
He
up.
just
So
walks in like, what up, with the new Freljord skin on and stuff, man. That's hype. Look at that. Dude's chilling, grabbing chains.
some of the cinematic kind of like pisses me off though, because we got like Vi getting hooked, getting like ultimate hooked by Urgot, and then like taking off the glove and like, oh okay, that counters. So. But like a couple other things like that doesn't make any sense. But at
That's
least,
her new QSS.
yeah, she's got QSS. That you could say that, I guess. Yeah, I'm looking at it now, man. Again, like nothing much to say here, but it was a cool cinematic. I hope they continue to keep coming out with these. But yeah, I think. Let me see. Kate is in the cinematic that I'm looking at right now. Kate's about to snipe. Let's see if she actually hits it. So she aims top right and hits him in the left shoulder. So I don't know. That sniping.
She accounted for bullet drop, duh.
Oh yeah, true.
No.
She don't miss. But Urgot makes an appearance. This is a pretty cool cinematic, man. But we'll move on to the next thing here. We've got tips on climbing. So we do have that in the thumbnail. We have talked about this in the past, but never formally. So tips on climbing. Maybe you're bronze, maybe you're silver, gold, what have you. If you're plat, we're hanging around there with you. This is the first time I've thrown up our actual stats for you guys to see. So I don't know how happy D here is with his plat 4 being
That's last
made
season.
public.
And I got plat too. I just tanked and suck at life, so we'll get diamond this season.
Yeah,
I
if you're
hate you.
sweating real hard, you get plat 2. I think the highest I've reached was high plat 3. So a couple depending on who you talk to, we're either high rank, low rank, what have you. But anyways, getting out of bronze, getting out of if you're iron, we really can't help you out. But getting out of bronze, getting out of silver and gold. Let's go through some tips on how exactly you think they can get out of those elos.
Stop trying to fight when you don't have to. Everybody feels like it's just like if you watch like there's streamers that like stream just bronze random spectates or whatever. You can just see like they're always trying to force something when it's unnecessary or when like 10 seconds from a dragon spawn they're like let me flash under the tower for a dive like you're Xavier or something. And it's just like it's just so unnecessary fighting when you could calculate it down to be like, okay, if I push these 5 minions and then do a little bit of a trade and then rotate, we still have full health and the fight is a lot more likely to happen rather than taking unfair trades and then giving up objectives.
Yeah, the biggest thing I would probably say, and it goes along with your point, but allowing teammates to carry you is super important in bronze and silver, even gold. And as you go on, what happens is if you're low elo and you're kind of stuck there, it most likely has to do with you dying a good amount of times, as opposed to you like not being able to carry. It's more about not dying than it is getting kills at the low elo. If you can just go even in your lane, what you're doing, you're just playing odds there. So a lot of times, if you can clean up the amount of deaths you have, and not just like try to carry each game and not go YOLO always, and just being able to ward and all of these things, if you make yourself like a defensive player first, and then as you get better, become more aggressive. That's the way I've seen that you can easily get yourself out of silver and gold or bronze.
Yeah, to second that, it's just you got to learn how to lose gracefully. You don't have to 1v9 every game. You gotta, if it's a losing matchup or if he got the early trade off, just back up, wait for your jungle. If he never comes, don't flame him. That's not gonna help.
Yeah, don't.
Just wait. Just wait. Play it safe. Learn how to farm under the tower. Learn how to CS properly under tower. Learn how to keep your tribush warded because you're pushed back top lane. So you're not gonna be able to be ganked then. Or are they gonna dive you if that happens? I mean, there's not much you can really do at that point. But don't just brainlessly push when in a losing matchup where you know that the enemy jungle might be up there because you're an easy kill. So it's all about being aware of matchups, being aware of trades, being aware of minion manipulation. So if they're like holding that minion wave back, there's more than likely trying to get you to walk up for
Mhm.
a jungle gank or just because they know they can go all in. So it's just being aware of your situation and wherever you're at in the play.
Yeah, flaming is definitely a hot topic. If you're,
Says you.
yeah, yeah, and we were playing this morning, and I said, listen, 2020 resolution league, I'm not quitting. Not that I was doing that a ton before, so I'm not gonna like surrender at 25 minutes when it's kind of a winnable game or at all. That's gonna be I'm taking a hard stance here, but no quitting, no flaming. That's my resolution. Write it in stone. That's what we're doing.
Guys, I'll hold them to it, I promise.
So we got Ray here in the chat. It says and he says it's always the jungler, never me. So
True.
that's pull up the meme.
True.
Pull up the meme. Hold on. What is it? What is the meme on YouTube? Like what is it even called? It's like just better jungler.
Yeah, better jungle wins
with
every
the crabs.
game.
With the crabs.
Yeah,
Oh,
every
there's
game.
a ton, dude. But no, this is my favorite. Yeah, here we go.
Every game ever.
I don't know how you could play jungle, to be honest, because you literally have to, if I feel like you could get away with going even in other lanes, but if you're just not participating in the game as a jungler, you're gonna get flamed super hard. So
Hard flame the whole game.
yeah. But
Yeah.
so we touched on those tips, man. Like being able to, as you said, like not. What was the main point you were making? Just not inting for kills and understanding your position in lane.
And yeah, just basically that exactly. But also knowing if you're at a disadvantage in your lane and your laner decides, okay, he's not gonna let me kill him, so I'm gonna roam. If you don't follow or push, then you're literally AFK wasting time. They're getting advantages, you got nothing. If your lane teleports bot, you don't have teleport, so you can't follow. Don't AFK under your tower and last hit. You hard shove, get tower plates, get pressure top lane, and make that guy come back sooner. After that, then you have prio. You can rotate for like a Rift Herald or something, but don't just AFK last hitting once your laner's out of your lane.
Yeah. What's the biggest? So before I get to that question, I would agree with that. Nothing tilts us more than seeing like a laner freeze his lane while his guys like mid. We're talking top now because we don't really play too much
Yeah.
top. So usually like it's a top or mid laner, and you're like, dude, you gotta push into tower. You gotta get some plates because if you go plates, maybe it's even. So,
Yeah.
yeah, like
They said
what's
I won't flame. I get it. If you don't have teleport to follow up, I get it. Okay. We
yeah.
shouldn't have been there. Maybe we should have cleared the ward. But in the same sense, you have to make the best of that situation now that he's not there to stop you. So
Yeah, and the last tip that I'll probably give is that I think vision is like attaining like vision advantage is so important at low elos because people play out of position and take 1 or 2 steps more than they should the
yep.
lower elo you go. So if you can get vision advantage and you have like a champion with kill potential, you can really turn a game fairly easily. Like or just snowball a game because you have vision. They come up, they're face checking. There's way more face checking that goes
Yeah.
on at low elos, so you can get that vision advantage around dragon as it spawns or something like that. That's super important. But what is something when you first started playing League that you wish you knew that you know now? I know I'm putting you on the spot. That's not something we talked about
No.
before, but
Honestly, pick 2, 3 champions and get good. Don't play every champion in the game. If I would have known, like, okay, if I get God tier at like these 3 champions in the mid lane and just one trick them, they can never ban me out. More than likely, no one's gonna ban all 3 of your one tricks, right? Learn how to play those champions. I see people like spamming a different champion every other day, and it's like, where is the mastery coming at? Like, when do you get good at that champion? If you play him for 3 games, decide that you don't like him, okay, I get that. But when you find a champion that you do like, stick to it.
mm-hmm.
Like, stick to a couple of champions, get good at them, and master them. Because jumping around and being like, say you play until you're level 200, you're silver 3, 75 LP, and your one trick gets banned out, right? Say you're a fucking one trick Rumble or something. Your one trick gets banned out, so you don't know what to play top, and then you randomly lock in something you don't know. But if you had 2 other champions to pick, then you could have a safe pick or a casual pick to play that you're not maybe not 1v9 on, but you can at least sustain and like wait until it's your time.
And I think it has a lot to do with people like not knowing what they don't know, right? Like if you're a new player, you don't even know that you need to know macro. Like you're focused on your lane. I'm focused on one-on-one. I need to be this
Yeah.
this guy. But once you start getting better at a champ, what happens is like the game opens up, right? Like it's like any sport. Like if you're playing basketball and you start to know like dribbling becomes something that's like second nature to you.
Yeah.
Now you can start looking at the actual game as opposed to figuring out, oh shit, like I can't dribble past this guy, he's gonna steal the ball. Now the game opens up, and that's how League works. Like if you can,
Yeah.
and to Dalton's point, like if you can get one champion that you're really good at, that where you're just automatic, now the game opens up. You can start seeing more shit than just focusing on not inting as this new champ.
Yep, definitely.
So, I mean, those are our tips, man. I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat, man. Like, as we go forward, I know this is like the 3rd episode, but as we go forward, we want this to be super interactive. We obviously have an audio version, but YouTube, being able to have that chat, you guys leaving comments, that's awesome because that's what we're trying to do. So,
Yep.
the next, this is like a new segment here that we're gonna try. If it goes well, we'll keep going. But we've got the weekly re from Prodigy here, so let's see what you
That's
got.
me. Guys, first of all, you losing your lane, sometimes it's my fault. But it's not always the jungle's fault. That tilts me out of my brain. If you push up and the enemy jungle sees that and ganks you, but you're shoved into their tower, I don't expect you to flame me. I'm like, okay, so he knew he was pushed up past the midway point, no wards. He knew the enemy jungle could gank, but he's under the tower and he's like, why didn't you gank? I'm gonna dive level 2? What's going on? Hello? Nah. Second of all, figure it out. Don't just insta flame. Like if you see him bot lane getting scuttle looking for a dragon, then don't flame. He was trying to make a play on the opposite side of the map because maybe he had tracking on where the enemy jungle was, so he knew that was the proper play to get an objective rather than track him up there because you knew you're an idiot. Okay, moving on. Riot. You cannot tell me we're about to start this season in 15 days and the Elder Dragon is still a thing.
So true.
I'm waiting. Riot? Yeah. Figure it out. There's no fucking way that goes through to LCS. There's no way that goes through to Pro play. That's just over. Like, what? Every game is over at Elder. Okay, there's no comeback potential. Nah, bro.
You know
Get
what?
out.
You know what's gonna show that? I'm not gonna interrupt the weekly
No, you're
read here,
good.
but you know what's gonna show that is the win. You know how we've got the stats there, and it's like win rate after whoever gets first in Hib or whoever gets first tower, or whoever gets Baron. The win rate after Elder Dragon's probably gonna be like, it's got to be like 98%. It's got to be. It's got to be.
Definitely. It's probably like, yeah, it's gotta be nuts. Like,
It's
you had 4 AFKs maybe, and then you don't win with it. It's
just
gotta
that
be
one
insane.
guy that loses the game after he gets Elder.
Yeah. But other than that, I honestly want to let people know that if you play Garen in any elo, then you're actually a sweaty retard. Sorry, but if you play that champion and feel good about yourself, nah, I have no respect. Same with Alawi, Ray.
I feel like Alawi, there's ways to counter Alawi though. Like if you have some type of
What, play Mordekaiser? That's counter. That's a counter, dude.
that is the goddamn counter. You have all
Like,
these tentacles set up. He just pulls you in. Everything's gone.
I mean, I have a little bit more respect for Alawi, but Garen, nah, dude. Nah, no. Go full crit Garen and E into a team and just melt the whole thing at once. I'm out. I can't handle it. And for an AD carry, that's like the most frightening thing in the universe, ever. And my
And there are
last
a
thing,
lot of
final thing,
God.
when crypto doesn't buy items at the beginning of games, it makes me want to freak out.
How many times have I done that in one
fundamentals
game?
of every game we've ever played, the fundamental beginning thing, the first thing you do is buy an item and leave the Nexus.
Guys, I did this one time. I did
it like 6 times in 1v1s.
in 1v1s because I want to get to that bush and I want to. Okay, I'll take that. I will. Ray's in the chat now, spam in chat. But anyways, that happened one time, dude. It happened one time in actual play, and it's because I was playing Thresh and that I wanted to get to that. But it's all about the bush. If there's like if we're chilling, if we're like not doing anything, I'm buying items. But if we have to get to some tri bush or something somewhere, I might not buy items. Shoot me.
It was just one of those games where it was like a Kate Mundo, and I'm just like, oh my god, he just backed and it's 1v2 and I'm fucked.
You want me to stay?
I do something. As soon as they saw you come out without items, they're like, okay, this guy's trolling.
They probably didn't know till they warded that bush and saw me TP back. But point taken, I get it. I won't do it again. We'll keep a tally. I've done that once in like the past year, so let's keep a low tally. But that is the weekly re. I appreciated that content. I think we'll do that next time. Without further ado, we will get into LCS now. So we actually worked out something with one of our I guess friends, like one of our friends
one of our boys
essentially that follows the LPL, follows the LCK. And he's going to come on probably like every month. We'll see how it goes. This is obviously something that we're doing organically, so we'll see how it grows. But he's going to have LCK, LPL news for you guys. But for the most part, we're going to stay within LCS, see what we can do. So LCS news, we're going to start with TL. I'm going to move them down to the bottom next episode because I'm tired of covering them first. But what is the news from TL, man?
Well, as far as the visas and issues go, it is the same as last time. Same as last week. Still got the problems. Still don't know who we're going to have. Still haven't announced anything officially, but there is rumor, and maybe it's just a meme, that Pobelter has, since he's the assistant coach, has made his first coaching decision to try to put himself into the jungle. I personally think it's a meme, but what if it does happen? It's something that would be insane, right? Like he gets kicked off of TL for Jensen, comes back as an assistant coach, and then all of a sudden they don't have a jungle, and Pobelter goes from mid laner to notorious POB in the jungle.
And I'm gonna show this video real quick, but Liquid put out this video with an overlay of Pobelter talking. You guys can see what you want.
I'm really excited to announce that Pobelter will be a jungler for Team Liquid, and we're gonna explore this together. I ended up speaking with Kane and Dodo and Michael, and we came to conclusion like he could be an amazing
jungler,
right? Like he's
attractive.
He knows the game. He's respected by the mid laner and
jungler.
Jungler. He just says jungler over and over. So that was a funny little bit from the Liquid team. It will be interesting to see if Pobelter get into that jungle role. I mean, has he ever even touched that role?
Probably in solo queue, but I mean, look at G2. They swapped everyone everywhere. So maybe we're trying to get some tips here.
Well, they're in a similar position of running through pretty much every team in their league. So I guess they could get away with Pobelter. The thing that I'm more concerned with right now with TL is like, and I asked you this pre-podcast, like, where are they even practicing together? Like, what is the situation with?
I mean, I guess the core people are playing. They probably play like they play together somehow. Like can't they play together on like the Riot server?
Yeah,
So
I mean,
maybe
they
they invite Broxah to play over voice comms since he's still over there. As far as I mean, I'm assuming obviously like maybe they have Kane on the comms with like Broxah on there and all the rest of the team, so maybe they can get that as far as synergy, but it's still not the same as everyone sitting there in the facility running through all the gameplay and running back scrims and commentating. So we'll see. Other than that, there's no other real option, right? They just don't practice.
Dude, there's
I'm not sure.
I think they can still get away with it. Obviously, they are a strong team and they will continue to be. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do, man. We got 100 Thieves here. Did you have anything else, Team Liquid?
No, as far as we can tell, everything's the same. They're still trying to figure it out, and POB's memeing, so we'll see.
That's the off season for you. We got 100 Thieves. They put out another video that kind of covered their boot camp in Copenhagen a little bit more. So basically, obviously, if you weren't here the last episode, the team went over to Copenhagen because our general manager, God damn it, why do I always blank on this guy's name? I'm losing it. Anyways, this video showed Zix when Zix was not. Oh, it was Papa Smithy. So I just hit me. Yeah. So Papa Smithy is obviously the general manager of 100 Thieves. Basically, he has ties to that area. He's done. He's done boot camps there before, apparently, or just knows that area really well. So 100 Thieves has been over there for, or at least was over there for like 2 weeks doing this boot camp. And this was the first look at Zix. They had a previous video where they talked about what they were doing over there, and Zix didn't make an appearance. And I was like asking you, I was like, where the hell is Zix? Like, their coach should be there if they're at a boot camp. And this was the first look at our new coach after Prawley. So it was an interesting look also to see like some of the players. They're all getting along, it seems like, really well. Specifically Cody's son and Stunt. So it came out in that video that they're actually best friends. So you have a bot lane where the synergy is going to be off the charts. So I don't know how would you necessarily like say synergy. Yeah. What is the definition of synergy? Is it that, okay, we're really good friends and
it's
like
almost like I refer it to like when me and B play a bot, like we might not win every single game, but we could say like 2 words the entire game and we both know what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we both know the next person's move before they do it.
Got it. So you could technically say that like you couldn't prove that they have synergy right now. They're good friends, which means they're probably, like to Zix's point, one of the things that he's making them do while they're over there is not, and you can't really do that when you don't know the area, is like they're all staying together. So staying together builds that camaraderie, and what Zix was saying was like when you actually like your teammates, you're less likely to flame, which is a pretty standard.
Well, what's our problem?
Yeah, exactly. We're just assholes. But so he was saying that getting them over there, having them around each other, that's going to lead to more team synergy and not just bot lane synergy. So
yeah,
I've had a good time. Like 100 Thieves does a great job of showcasing what's going on with their team. So
unlike FlyQuest.
Yeah, I mean we've all everybody's got issues, their own issues. FlyQuest, that's true.
Nobody know what the fuck's going on over there. They don't put out no videos, no messages. They just do it, and it's like, okay, this is what's happening. Cool.
So we've got the next one after here, after 100 Thieves, is going to be Cloud9. So they touched on their academy roster, and I'll read it out here. So basically, it's going to be top and this is academy, not the obviously starting LCS roster. So it's going to be Fudge in top, Inori jungler, Palafox mid, King ADC, and support is going to be Diamond. Obviously, like we'll see these as they come out. I don't know exactly.
The only names I've ever even heard of was Diamond and Inori, so I'm not sure on that roster how good it's gonna turn out.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Fudge. It says here that he recently played at the World's Playing Stage, so it should.
Okay.
The academy is going to continue to get better, and we'll see, what they do as far as promoting their talent. So it looks like they've got some good players. But yeah, this was just a quick announcement about Cloud9. Did you see anything that you wanted to cover there?
Not as far as Cloud9 knows. I mean, you still got Sneaky posting his weirdo pics, so that's always fun to see. Other than that, not really.
Yeah, that was a super interesting. I don't even know what Sneaky's taking the year off. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I think he's still on Cloud9, but I'm pretty sure he's just like streaming or something.
Gotcha.
Now. I'm
taking up that streaming role,
yeah.
taking up that model role. That was a super weird ass pick, man. I'm not even gonna pull that up. Yeah, it says that Nori actually was found in scouting grounds. So do you know the process behind scouting grounds? I've heard a ton of players actually come from that.
Well,
go ahead.
Not really. I think it's like a tournament basically, right? Like scouting grounds. Let me look it up real quick. As far as I've ever heard, it was just a way for them to get in and showcase like what they can do, like the top people. Yeah,
okay.
See, like I think they take all the challenger players maybe and do like the scouting grounds for it.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, we'll take a look and bring it up next time, but I don't know the actual format of what scouting grounds, what the day-to-day is with scouting grounds. So other than that, we've got Dignitas before we close out the LCS. Honestly, tough time right before the season starts. I mean, we don't have a ton of news to cover, so we'll talk about this LCS edition or Dignitas edition, and then we'll pretty much finish up LCS, man.
Yeah. So for 2020, Dignitas has got themselves Invert. He was also the former coach or head coach of FlyQuest. He's joining them as an assistant coach. He's joining Dignitas as an assistant coach. The first LCS team he ever had was OG, Rock Solid, and Dignitas Squad just back in the day. So he's back on Dignitas after them being out of the league for so long. And they got themselves a pretty cool roster, so we'll see what he can help and maybe get Honey to stop running it down after 10 minutes. So.
Well, they paid all that money for him, so hopefully.
Yeah, dude, he better pop off, bro, dude. $3 million for him? He better fucking go ham.
Especially with so we talked about it last episode, but Johnson is actually not very experienced at all. I think
who?
Dude, he might have actually come from scouting grounds. I don't know exactly. I think he literally played like 4 games total last season, and yeah.
And I did read up. Scouting grounds is based on solo queue players, and there's an underground circuit that you can bring and go through. So it's basically just trying to find underground talent to showcase.
You know who came from there was that top laner from FlyQuest, the Riven main. Who am I thinking of?
Viper?
Yeah, Viper came from scouting grounds. I'm almost positive. He was like one tricking his way through Challenger pretty much,
lit.
And came up through scouting grounds. So that's pretty much finishing for LCS. One of the things I really want to do this season, and we'll get a couple of boys together and do this, but esports.one is a company that's running a fantasy league this year. It looks like it's in beta, like the platform's not out, but I applied for it via like an email, and we'll get a couple guys together. Hopefully we can throw up like rankings throughout the season, but playing fantasy League of Legends would be pretty dope. And I think
that'd be tight as hell.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to get a team together, so or a squad together to play fantasy league. But other than that, man, not much. We'll obviously get the LPL, LCK, pretty much like all foreign leagues. We'll have our buddy come in and introduce himself, and he'll cover the foreign league news for us.
Yeah, I'm excited that we got that out of the way and got him talking to. So, we don't have to try to make up content that we don't know nothing about. I like trying to be authentic, I don't want to just talk about nothing.
Yeah.
So if we can get someone in here that actually understands it, knows it, and can be way more informative, then that's great for us and the viewers.
Yeah, I think like learning about the leagues through him is going to be great. Honestly, because again, like you touched on it, we don't know much about LPL and LCK and the move, and they play at like literally midnight or 4 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, they play like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. because it's like 7 o'clock at night over there. So
exactly.
Cool. And even for me, it'll be kind of like what we're doing, where I get to learn from him what he knows about that and pick it up and keep it going.
Love it, love it. So that's pretty much it for this episode, man. The one question I had for you, I told you my league season 10 kind of New Year resolution for me was not running it down. That wasn't one, but I'll add that in there. But I don't really do that anyways, so I don't know. Anyways, it was to not flame and not quit. What is your season 10 resolution there?
Are we trying to be reasonable or can I be unreasonable?
Both. Give me both.
Okay. My unreasonable one is not to lose a smite fight this season when it comes to Barons or Dragons. I'm pretty good at it, but it happens, and it happens in the LCS, so I don't get that mad. Second of all, to not play solo duo with anybody. I gotta try to stay true to it. I think it screws your MMR when you play solo duo with a duo all the time. It just puts you, I feel like, I don't know if it's even true, but I feel like it ruins your MMR playing duo queue. So I'm gonna try to do that throughout the whole season without giving in to somebody's wanting help. But other than that, no. We're gonna get this flex team to Diamond too.
Yeah, so you'll be playing flex with like all of us, and then playing solo duo by yourself, correct?
Yeah. By myself, solo dolo, and then I'll run with the boys on the flex team, and maybe we can pick them up and carry them across the finish line. You know what I'm saying?
It looks like Dalton's getting bothered there a little bit. What's going on at the household?
My little brother just walked in, so
gotcha.
I was like, he was trying to talk. I was like,
Gotcha.
hold on, dude, we're almost done.
We're live. Can't you see it?
Hey, dude, we're live on national television here.
Absolutely, man. All of you out there, we appreciate you guys, following us for a little while. We're going to keep getting better at these. I think, as we do more episodes together, we're going to, get that team synergy up, as they say.
Yeah.
We'll continue to make these better for you. Let us know how you think we can improve these. What do you want to hear about when it comes to League? What do you want to hear about when it comes to LCS? Just everything, man. We're trying to grow this League channel for you guys, not just us. So we appreciate all the love we got last time.
And again, the guys that commented last week on the format, let us know what you think, what might need to tweak now that you've seen it all the way through. See how you like it. Give us some feedback. We appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely, and I think we're getting off to go play some League. So we'll see you guys later. We'll see you on the other side of 10.1 patch, all of the above, man. League's coming soon. LCS coming soon.
Thanks for coming by, guys. Later.